What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, host of the Philly Talk podcast, but today we are back with GOAT Talk, the first episode via the off season, the Super Bowl off season, because there's things that we got to take care of to get this team ready for the regular season next year. But we are coming off a Super Bowl, whether people want to hold it against us or not. And now the ultimate goal is to get right back there. LB,
Facts.
it's been a minute. It's been since pregame of the Super Bowl. How you feeling?
I'm feeling, as far as the Super Bowl go, disappointing. But that's starting to fade away because we got a lot of good stuff to look forward to. You know what I mean? It hurt. I ain't gonna lie. It hurt, man, in the fashion that we lost. But a lot of positive things to look forward to, man. I'm excited to see how this team rebounds now. Jalen Hurts answered every question imaginable last season in a prove-it year. You know what I mean? Now I want to see how the team responds as a unit. A few key pieces will look different moving forward. But yeah, man, I'll tell you one thing, man, that's going underrated right now, Mike, is I'd rather be there in that game fighting for the Lombardi than not. So you know what I mean? I can't be too mad.
Yeah, I totally agree. The narrative that if you don't win, it was a complete failure is wrong. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, you got all these free agents. You lost your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator. What are you going to do? I mean, the whole 2022-2023 season was the start of something brand new in the sense of, giving everything we got to Jalen Hurts and watching him grow quicker and faster than any other quarterback in football ever, to be honest, from the
Right.
jump he took from 2021 to 2022. And we have an arsenal of stuff. Most of our key offensive guys are under contract. It's mainly the defense. But again, we got Howie Roseman. We talk about that all the time. And I agree. Jalen Hurts showed in the biggest game of anyone's career, let alone a young career, he came ready for the task and very, very much climbed over the biggest type of adversity in the biggest game
Mhm.
with the early fumble. But going into halftime at 10, the loss is nowhere near Jalen Hurts. And that does make me more comfortable because the guy who we all believe lost the game ain't here no more.
Exactly. And as far as the fumble goes, a lot of people want to hold that against Jalen Hurts because of, the score of the game. Yeah, we lost by 3 and the fumble gave the Kansas City Chiefs 7 points. At the end of the day, listen, I get math. I understand math. You know what I mean? But the fumble tied the game up at 14. You know what I mean? After that, you went on a 10-0 run to take a 10-point lead at the half. You know what I mean? The fumble at that point is irrelevant, man. I can see if you fumble on the last drive to win the game, then that's a heartbreaking fumble. But that fumble was already flushed down the toilet in Jalen Hurts' mind, and he already moved on to make spectacular throw after spectacular throw. I mean, even, tying up the game, getting the 6 points, then going for 2. You know what I mean? Jalen Hurts orchestrated that drive beautifully, man. I mean, Jalen Hurts showed us his best game on the biggest stage, and that's all you can ask for from the most important position on your football team. So I have no issues with Jalen Hurts or actually the offense at all. You know what I mean? To go out there and have a shootout with Patrick Mahomes on that stage, and every time Patrick Mahomes get a camera in his face, they ask him about Jalen Hurts, and he's like, yo, dude is the deal. Like, me and him going to be battling for a long time. Not only did Jalen Hurts earn the respect of, a lot of his dollars in the city that he played for, but league wide, his respect is up, man. I expect Jalen Hurts to be a top 5 player when that NFL 100 list come out. You know what I mean? Jalen Hurts snatched his respect. You see all the Dallas Cowboys fan. Trayvon Diggs said he top 5. You know what I mean? I wanted to ask him, well, if Jalen top 5, where does that put your guy? You know what I mean? Because a lot of these young guys, they can only dream and imagine to be in this game, in this Super Bowl game. Getting to the Super Bowl is not easy to do. I don't care who's on your schedule or whatever happened. You know what I mean? This team, I'm proud of this team in a nutshell, man. And Jalen Hurts is what I thought he was going to be.
Yep, it was definitely Hurts season all year long, and
Facts.
that's not stopping for 2022. Again, just to talk real quick about the Super Bowl, it is an accomplishment to get there. Look, I'm
Right.
not trying. It is what it is. I'm still hurt from that loss. I'm going to be hurt. It is what it is. At least I'm eligible to be hurt, right? Like that's the best thing about being a fan is to have your team. If your team hurt you because they at least got somewhere. We do get a championship ring, you get a championship trophy. I know it's not the ultimate goal. I understand that. But to say only one team comes out of a season successful is lies. There's been teams that got to the championship game, did this and that in the playoffs, and then they elevated off that. So there's still an elevation to Jalen Hurts' game, to Nick Sirianni's coaching style, to the Philadelphia Eagles in general. So I don't think we're done by any means. But to say that every single season for the last 57 seasons, only one team came out successful, no. One team won a Super Bowl, but you learned a lot from other teams throughout their journey, and it's also catapulted them possibly to get back and or do big things in the future. So I do not think it's just like, well, you got there and lost, so it's an epic failure. We do have some guys we gotta change in or change out. We do got some things we got to talk about, but we got all Super Bowl off season to do that. This is the first GOAT Talk podcast episode since the Super Bowl. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into some of the necessary stuff, like the narratives out there about Jalen Hurts. As LBU just said, if he's not in your top 5, stop the list. Like, I understand if you want to be I can see the reasoning for putting Burrow second or Hurts second, because Burrow had a tremendous season, and he now has a Super Bowl appearance and an AFC Championship appearance. So that's something I want to see Jalen Hurts continue to get. But to me, anybody who has Jalen Hurts outside the top 5, I don't take their list serious.
Yeah. It would make no sense at this point. When you think about what Jalen Hurts did and what the team looked like without Jalen Hurts on the field for those 2 games, he's deserving of being in the top 5. This is what I don't like. This is the biggest narrative for me after the end of the season in regards to the Philadelphia Eagles that I don't like, is that we didn't play anybody in the playoffs. The Giants beat somebody in the playoffs. You know what I mean? The Giants just didn't lay down when they came to Philadelphia. The Giants actually were talked about as being a red hot team and was going to pull off the upset. The San Francisco 49ers had one of the most ferocious defenses in all of football. You know what I mean? The reason why things didn't go either one of those teams' way is because of Jalen Hurts and the way you have to keep tabs on him in the run game. You know what I'm saying? So if you think that Jalen Hurts couldn't have had a more explosive game with his arm against those 2 guys, well, what does that tell you about him having a shootout with Patrick Mahomes? It just doesn't make sense. Like, it was one of the most impressive playoff runs and one of the most dominating playoff runs that I've seen in a very long time. I think we averaged 36 points per game, during this playoff run. So the narratives are kind of annoying when you look at things in retrospect. You know what I mean? But the Philadelphia Eagles got a lot to build on. You know what I mean? It's a lot to build on, and it's a lot that you could take away from, this playoff run that you were in, man. You learned so much about Jalen Hurts, and you learned so much about this offense that you only can come away feeling positive.
Correct. Yeah. I think the initial shock is like, we lost a Super Bowl.
Right.
But then you look at the draft picks ahead, the fact that Howie Roseman, right after the press conference, is like, well, we just got 2.4 million added to the cap, and we might be thinking about keeping Kelsey. All that being said is positives going into this offseason. Shout out to Eagles Uncut, though, with the $2 super chat. He says, Gannon is a bum. Thank goodness he's gone. And that's one thing. The defensive coordinator who we bring in has to be different, to say the least, than what Gannon's been asking of these players. And with the new DC comes new players. Like, we do have most of our free agents on the defensive side. But for the offense being so good, that offensive group is under contract besides Miles Sanders and Jason Kelsey, but he might honestly be back. Sam Malu's a wild card player. He's played good, but let's not act like we can't slip Cam Jurgens in, who's already spoke about playing right guard if Sam Malu ends up leaving. And then you got, the guy who's going to take over Kelsey getting some key snaps at guard before he takes over center. So there's many things we can do there. But I got to say, to your point about not playing anybody, and I agree. Viking fans were saying we didn't beat nobody, including the Giants, after the Vikings lost to the Giants. That's the craziest thing, right? The team that beat you is nobody. So what are you really saying about yourself? But then to beat the Giants the way we did, to beat the Niners, albeit backup quarterback or what, in the facet we did, was impressive. And If we were true frauds, then we would have lost to Kansas City by a lot. We wouldn't have lost to Kansas City by 3. We wouldn't have lost to Kansas City by a controversial call. And if you want to say he held, he did hold. But there was an illegal hands to the face that wasn't called. My thing is this: Jalen Hurts, to me, gets fully forgiven for that fumble because you don't know what would have happened after. Say Hurts didn't fumble. Maybe the next play could have been another fumble from somebody else. It could have been an incompletion. It could have been a this. It could have been a that. We don't know what would have happened. So it is what it is. We overcame that during the game for sure.
Right.
And the main thing is, when it comes to Jalen Hurts and or comes to this game, we did give Kansas City 7 points. It's not why we lost, but we did do that. So for us to be in the game down 3 with a possible chance to get the ball back and tie or go up pending a flag, while giving 7 points, while punting the ball more times, while doing this, that, and the third, just shows how much we are not frauds, because we actually, I believe, outplayed the Chiefs, just not on the scoreboard.
I agree. And, anybody who says that you lost this game for any other reason than the defensive coordinator shouldn't even be talking sports. They had 15 first downs in the second half alone. They scored 24 points in the second half. They didn't punt. Did they punt in the second half? I don't believe so.
They had one incompletion, and it was the throw. It was the
little shuffle throw that I think almost got picked. I don't know if that was the first half or not. You know what I mean? They had 113 rushing yards in the second half. The defense did absolutely nothing. Nothing. All you needed was to force probably 2 punts, and you win that game with the way Jalen Hurts and his offense was rolling. You know what I mean? The defense did absolutely nothing in the second half. The reason why we lost the game is because of Jonathan Gannon and his, incompetence in terms of adjusting. You know what I mean? Now, the defensive coordinator, back to touch on your point, the defensive coordinator don't really have to be different from Jonathan Gannon. He just got to be able to adjust, because a lot of these dudes run a lot of the same things. They're just sprinkling some blitzes here and there. Jonathan Gannon is probably the worst defensive coordinator we've ever had in franchise history. I don't give a damn about going to the playoffs 2 straight years, Mike.
I know.
Mike, he is terrible because he does not adjust. He does not adjust. He sits there with his nose running, nose leaking blood, and he don't try to stop it. He don't try to stop his own nose from bleeding. And it just doesn't make any sense, because last year we made the excuse that he didn't have the personnel. This year he gets the personnel and he doesn't use the personnel. You know what I mean? He shouldn't have lost to the Saints. He shouldn't have lost that game against the Chiefs. It's a couple games where Jonathan Gannon blew it, but I was blinded by the winning, and I thought that, hey, we stumped the mud hole in the 2 teams we played in the prior rounds, but both of those teams, you know what I mean, weren't that vertically challenged in terms of having a pocket passer that could tear you up like Patrick Mahomes. When Jonathan Gannon runs into those type of guys, he just forgets all stuff. Jonathan Gannon, the last 2 days, Mike, I've never cursed the name of a man so much in my life, Mike. He took it from us. You know what I mean? He took it from us, and he is the reason why we lost this game. So anybody that's pointing at a fumble that happened with 9 minutes left to go in the second quarter, they just don't like Jalen Hurts. They don't like the way he's succeeding. They're just not keeping it real. Jonathan Gannon is the reason why. Didn't Howie Roseman leave his ass in Arizona? So,
see ya.
Right. Howie Roseman said, no, you're going to stay here, or you're going to interview for this job out here. I don't want to have to publicly fire a defensive coordinator that just got to the Super Bowl. You just stay out here and you take this job out here. Come on, man. You don't even give a closing press conference. You don't even talk to nobody about the egg you just laid. I can go on and on about this all
me too, night. And me too. And then again, I saw, and shout out to the great subscribers and followers and just Eagle Nation for sending me this, but I really didn't want to see it. But my guy, so many people send it to me. So I eventually had to open it up and watch it, right? And it's like, he's talking to Arizona. He's in a conference, right? And so, yes, you could say I grew from the Super Bowl loss. I'm not mad at that. I learned from the Super Bowl loss. I ain't mad at that. But to say you now know what you would have done differently to win 3 days later, Don't say that. Choose your words wisely. First of all, he called Arizona Bird Gang. That's the first strike out of here I saw. That's ugly, disgusting, besides his calls in the Super Bowl. But to say you now know what you would have done differently is just an extra shot to Philly. And I'm so glad we moved on for him. I mean, statistically this, statistically that. There's one statistic that if you pull up, it makes you want to throw up, and that's just the B plus quarterbacks. If you go back in his 2 years as a Philadelphia Eagles defensive coordinator, it's guys like Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes twice, Tom Brady, anybody who is a B plus or better. If you are a B plus or better, Jonathan Gannon just plays a fraudulent, bubble wrapped, 10 yards off, this, that, and the third defense, and it doesn't work, especially against a guy like Pat Mahomes. And the 2 touchdowns they got were the easiest touchdowns of the season, bro. With the finally deciding to play man at the wrong time and not correcting your guys with the miscommunication, telling your guys this is him preparing his guys to, if you see motion, wave it off to the other guy. Wave it off. And it happened not once, but twice. Both Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney caught touchdowns that I could have parked 2 vehicles in between him and the Eagles defender. 2 vehicles. Because
Mike,
because they're taught to pass off coverage. Like, listen, I know Slay want to say, nah, it's mine, I'm following. I know CJ want to say, nah, it's mine, I'm following. That's who they are as players. But some reason, man, you take the shape as your DC, and the shape was some ugly stuff. Let's get to these super chats real quick, though.
Right. Mad Chef came through with a banger.
With a big banger. Carlos with the $5 super chat. Salute, fellas. LB, I don't know why it won't let me send you a super chat on your live stream. Shaking my head anyway. What do you see the Birds doing in the draft? Who y'all want? Thanks. You got any guys off top of your head you're looking to draft?
I ain't even, you know, honestly, Carlos, man, shout out to you though, bro. I didn't even really look at the draft yet. I know, I kind of know of position of need. I think you probably got to get a corner this year for sure early in the draft. And you can never really say with Howie Roseman, man. I just got full trust in Howie Roseman, man. I'm gonna just leave it there. But I think Howie will take a corner with one of these first round picks for sure.
Yeah, and Howie will always look at the D line if there's somebody spectacular there left at 10. I don't think he really moves up, but I'm looking at a corner too. Porter, Weatherspoon. I haven't really broke down fully, but 2 guys I think if they're there, you draft to mold beside whoever's left at cornerback. And we'll talk. I see in the chat talking about trade and Slay. We'll discuss that in a little bit later, but Nismo the Tank with a $5 super chat. 2 of the realest YouTube creators. Wow, LB, for some reason I can't send a super chat. Oh, wow. I don't know
what's up.
What's going on yours. You got to get that fixed ASAP. Rocky.
I'm going to look at it real quick.
Dijon Bell with the $5 super chat. Muy bien. Bienemy to DC. Do y'all take us serious now? So we got a Washington Commander fan in the building talking about, do we take them more serious now that they got Bienemy? I mean, I like Bienemy. I think he's a good coach. But I don't think you're starting the season with Carson Wentz.
That's what I'm saying. Like Sam Howell. Come on, bro. Right. Samuel Howell. I mean,
until you get the coach quarterback thing fixed, we're not really going to take Washington serious, especially with some of your free agents on defense. Brian Weeks with the $5 super chat. How does Gannon escape for not taking accountability? The players made him, not the other way around. We totally agree there. I think he's been bailed out by Hassan's 16 sacks, CJ Gardner-Johnson's league-leading interceptions, Avonte Maddox's versatility went on the field, and Bradbury and Slade playing at all-pro and Pro Bowl levels 1,000%, even with Gannon at the helm. Nismo the Tank said, would y'all trade for Jalen Ramsey?
It depends on what he want. It depends on what he want, man. Jalen, I think he was getting 20 a year. It depends, man. I'm not mad at a Slay and Jalen Ramsey, duo. Yeah. I think Howie. I don't think Howie's going to be stagnant at all. People keep talking about free agents leaving and stuff like this. Howie's going to scrape up some money, sign Jalen Hurts, sign Gardner-Johnson, and he's going to make a splash in free agency because getting back is the priority.
Oh, it's the biggest priority, and that's why I call it the Super Bowl offseason, because when you get this close and you don't get it, but you still get the taste of the success we had, there's nothing on your mind to get back there. Like, of course, as the off season goes on, oh, we got this guy, we got this guy, we got this coach. This is how we're gonna go function. This, that, and the third. But by the middle of the season, we already thinking playoffs because we have that attitude upon this
Right.
Super Bowl, and we believe in the core that's still there on offense. We were top 3 for a reason, and we showed out in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And let's not forget the fact that we have 2 first-round picks for leverage. Remember, we got AJ Brown on draft night with you know what I mean, with one of those first-round picks. And, you know, Ramsey right now is they'll take 1 first-round pick for Ramsey. You know what I mean? So I ain't mad at it, man. You never know what's going to happen. It's not even fair to yourself to even guess what we're going to do because Howie Roseman is just different in this realm.
He is, and I think he's definitely learned from his mistakes, and he's going to be reaching in his bag. He said straight up, "We got a scar." Like, I like Howie Roseman mentality at the end of that press conference. He said we're 1000% going to lock up Jalen Hurts. He admitted to that, and he said we got a scar on us. This don't feel good. It feels good, but it don't feel good. Knowing that the journey was nice, but the end result wasn't there. But as we said, Mad Chef with the 99, 99, 100 clips, but we not from New York. You know what I mean? With the big time donation, that's that Super Bowl. Can't wait to get back there type donation. He said, if you're not an Eagles fan, hit that like button and Uber the bleep up on out of here. Get out the chat. Niner fans, Cowboy fans, Commander fans. What you doing in here? We talking Super Bowl. You don't know about that. Chief fans, you can stay. You can get a little gloating in. Shout out to Reed and them. But it really was, again, take your Eagle fandom away for a second. It's hard to do. It was a thrilling game. This is what the NFL wants to see. These type of Super Bowls is just the ending. And because of the flag was called, like Jalen Hurts play in that game, he earned the 1 minute and 48 seconds last drive of the game, one timeout. Can he do it? Like, he earned that.
But this is how bad it is though, Mike. If he would have got the chance and didn't succeed, they would have said he wasn't the guy.
Yeah, they would have threw everything out.
Everything he did out of the window if he didn't complete that one drive. And he knows that, and that's why I believe he would have got it done. It's crazy because now we're living in a time to where the NFL, they'll change a rule for a guy like Josh Allen. He got to have the ball. Josh Allen deserved another chance to make it happen. But then they'll take away a rule. Then they'll change a rule that hurts players like Jalen Hurts. Oh, we want to do away with the QB sneak because it's not aesthetically, it don't look good to the viewer. It doesn't take skill to do. What? It's bully ball, bro. Like, the NFL is wild. It's wild, Mike. So since y'all cried and boo-hoo for Josh Allen, I don't hear nobody crying and boo-hooing for Jalen Hurts. He didn't get a shot. You know what I mean? To see what he could do with the ball in his hands. He had 8 seconds left. You know what I mean? Went out there, addressed the crowd like a man, didn't hang his head down, gave everything, left everything out there on the field, man. And the narratives that's swirling around, easy schedule, the QB sneak, man, it's all just cowardice acts, man. People don't like how dominant we were from beginning to end. This other narrative that if you don't get there, you talked about this earlier. If you don't get there and complete the mission, it was all for, a wasted effort. Well, we got 2 teams in the NFC East who probably don't even know where the key to their trophy cabinet at. They ain't put nothing in there in 30 years. The Commanders, Mike, nothing in 30 years. The Eagles just put something in there. At least, listen, nobody in the NFC should be talking to us. We're NFC champions at the end of the day, but that is not what we wanted to go out there and do. But man, I just hope our next defensive coordinator see how close we were and see what he has to do differently to make us get over the hump, man, especially against great quarterbacks, because there's a lot of them coming up this year.
Yeah, Chiefs. And I like that we played the Chiefs and the Niners this season. One in
Arrowhead. We played the Bills too, right?
Huh?
We played the Chiefs, Niners, Bills. I think we played the Rams. They should be much better this year.
Yeah, because they get healthy. That was their problem.
We don't have Burrow this year, I don't think. We go see Geno.
How do we play the Bills?
Is it the Bills? I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
No, we might, because I know we the extra team is a random team, because we always play one AFC conference, and then you play a random team. So
next year we have the Bills at home. We have the Bills, San Fran, the Cardinals. Of course, we got the division. We have the Vikings and we have the Dolphins. So those are all solid quarterbacks. Kyler Murray, Tua, Kirk Cousins, the San Fran. I don't know who their quarterback going to be, and we got the Bills. So we do have the Bills at home. Away, we have Kansas City, the Jets, the Patriots, the Rams, the Seahawks, the Buccaneers in the division. So you know what I mean? That's as hard. It don't matter how you line that up. That's a tough schedule if you're in the NFC East. But we got the best quarterback on the field in a lot of these games for real. So I'm cool with it.
Exactly. Shout out to Duncan Wright with the $5 super chat. Hypothetical. Mike is not happy with management. What would it take to bring him here? That's you. Go ahead, LB. What you got?
What would I do for Micah right now? I rock with Quez. I ain't gonna lie to you. I rock with Quez, but Quez going in that package because they crying that they need wide receivers. I give you Quez, and I give you both first. I give you Quez both first. I give you Quez 2 first-round picks, and all you got to do is give me a linebacker. Give me a linebacker. I give you Quez 2 first-round picks, and give me Van Der Esch and Micah.
Yeah, it's definitely going to take 2 first-round picks. And
it's going to take 2. It's going to take at least 2, right?
Yeah, because he's chiming on everything Eagles, but I don't see that. That's the one thing I don't see the Cowboys letting slip. They're going to sign him when the time comes for sure. Off top of your head though, who are you looking at for DC? Because I honestly think the OC's locked. I think it's Brian Johnson. There's been no full confirmation, but Adam Schefter said, bet your bottom dollar that Brian Johnson will be the OC, and it makes sense for Jalen. I actually like it. I think he's going to be really good at his job. Just he's not the only reason. Jalen did Jalen stuff this season, but he was involved in that leaps and bound jump from 2021 to 2022. And I do think he has some OC play calling in college when he was in Florida, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But who's on top of your head for DC? We brought in Vance Joseph.
Right.
And then
that's the guy from Arizona, right? Vance Joseph from Arizona, right? Yeah.
And we just brought in some dude from Seattle. What's his name? Chat, let us know what it is. The dude from Seattle. You saw it? I
don't think I've seen that one. The last guy that I left off with was Vance Joseph, and I like Vance Joseph. I think Vance Joseph is aggressive. You know what I mean? He's always in the top 10 every year. He's been calling defensive plays and blitz percentage. I think I actually have it in here somewhere. We could talk about, just how much he blitzes. Sometimes I think it's a little. Year. Yeah, right. He was second in 2018. He was 7th, 31%. 2019, 3rd, 39%. 2020, 4th, 39%. 2021, 3rd, 35%. 2022, 2nd, 34%. It's crazy that 34% is second this year. But, I think he's aggressive and he's consistent. He's consistently going to bring pressure, you know what I mean, at the right times or in the times he feels he needs to do it. And I think you need to be that way. You know what I mean? It could come back and bite you this season with the guys that we play this year. You know what I mean? You just don't want to.
We should have blitzed like 60% last year.
Right. You know what I mean? We should have been like that last year because we didn't play a lot of quarterbacks that had like a lot of weapons. But this year, you're going against teams that got Stephon Diggs. You're going against, Justin Jefferson again. You know what I mean? You're going against CeeDee Lamb twice. Like, do you really want to be blitzing these teams that way? But I would definitely look at him, man. I would definitely look at the guy from Arizona, man. He's like at the top of the list for me, or it's probably going to be an internal hire.
Yeah. The Seattle guy's name is Sean Desani. Yeah, I don't.
I heard of him before. I feel like he was on our staff or something. That sounds familiar.
He was the Seattle Seahawks coordinator, and I'm not going to judge him before I really know. I just, I do think that we need to get someone who's going to show a little bit more pressure. Again, 34% is second, so first was the Giants, is probably like 40-something%, but nobody blitzes half the time. You still got to drop back in coverage. You still got to play zone. You still got to do this, that, and the third. But I always prefer a more aggressive guy. If I'm going to lose, I still want to lose aggressively. I feel like, there's more opportunity for mistakes on both ends. But again, when you have guys who have big names and you believe in them, when you got guys who are Pro Bowlers and all pros on your squad, I'd rather do or die with them than allow, that bend but don't break type defense. I understand it worked this year statistically at times versus the Daniel Jones and the you know the quarterbacks we played, but it's a different ball game next year for sure. Mr. 89 know where to follow our super chat. I think I'm blocked/hidden from LB.
Really?
What's
Bro, I
going
don't
on?
know. Bro, I don't know. Like, I just checked the supers and say it's active. Everything is good. I have no idea. I'm block/him. I try to donate as well, especially during lunchtime with the bullies. Also, creativity is the key. I don't know, man. It might be my mods blocking people, man. I'm gonna go through the list and I'm gonna unblock
Oh,
everybody.
yo,
Man.
go through the list because literally I did that. Like I did that before the Super Bowl, and there was 77 people who I know I didn't block.
Right.
There was 77 people who were blocked for no reason. So I might have to reset my mods on some
No,
check-ins.
yeah. I might have to reset the mods, man. Start fresh this year, but you know what I mean. It is what it is, man. I don't be blocking them, a lot of these people, and they stopping people from donating to the content. So yeah, I'm gonna check that out today. I know I'll be saying it, but I'm definitely gonna check that out. But Mike, I know this sound like a hater. We ain't even have to read this. Thank you for your donation, buddy.
Thank
You know what I
you.
mean? We didn't gotta read this, right? Get on out of here. You know what I mean? But it sound like what was he just made me forget my train of thought. So
I
the
know you want to
field.
talk about the field.
Yes, that's yes. I'm not letting this stream go. You know, this is basically event session, y'all. We are not going to do this much longer after this. We might bring it up a few times, but we're going to get everything out on this stream. You know what I mean? The field was trash. I don't care who think it's an excuse. I don't care what. Listen, you come see me. That was trash. I will fight you over that one. I do not care, man. The way that Hassan Reddick had his man beat multiple times and lost his footing is uncharacteristic. Javon Hargrave lost his footing. Josh Sweat lost his footing. Fletcher Cox lost his footing. Brandon Graham lost his footing. You know what I mean? That was a huge advantage for the Chiefs, and we're not going to sit here and act like it wasn't, man. That was a huge advantage. The guy that laid the grass down lays the grass down for the Kansas City Chiefs. The guy that laid the grass down for the Super Bowl got a Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl ring. Come on, man. Let's call a spade a spade. You think he ain't tell them? You think he ain't give them a sample of the grass? This will be playing on Sunday. Come on, man. Let's be for real here, man. I think the field need to be a way more bigger discussion than people are trying to have. Everybody got this tough man complex, no excuses. Hell no, bro. If somebody is in a boxing match and somebody got 5-pound weights in their gloves, you need to tell somebody. That field was it. Listen, field gate. When we talk about the flake gate, field gate, man. Field gate, turf gate, whatever you want to call it. I ain't never seen no damn body play football on an ice skating ring like that, man. It was just bad,
Slip
bro.
and
It was
slide,
bad,
bro. Slip and slide.
Listen, man, listen. That field was atrocious. I don't give a damn. The players ain't got to make excuses. I'm gonna make the excuses for them. The field was bad. We changed our cleats, but Kansas City ain't changed their cleats.
We had
Come on, man, make it make sense.
Cleats, a pile of cleats over there.
You know what I'm saying? Make it like make it make sense. But then on the other hand, it didn't really affect the offense. But you want to know why? Defensive guys have to use all of their force to go after a quarterback. They got to bend corners and stuff like that. And you can see where it really affected our guys, man. 0 sacks in the game is not is very uncharacteristic of us, especially against the offensive line like that, man. They had an advantage with the field. I'm gonna leave it at that.
And look, I'm gonna say this to that. Both teams played on that same slipping side. I agree. But what was the main topic of discussion going into this game? To affect Mahomes, the Eagles D-line is going to have to be the Eagles D-line, right?
Right.
They never said that the Chiefs are going to win or lose based off the Chiefs' defensive line. But our defensive line didn't just break franchise records. It's in the NFL books for most sacks in a season, third most sacks in a season. That being said, mitigating our pass rush via the field was more important and it hindered our defense over theirs. That's not to say that they didn't play on the same field. They didn't go through the same adversity. That's true. But when you hear First Take, Undisputed, talking about, let's watch this matchup, Eagles D-line versus the O-line, and that be mitigated by the field, it's mitigated for both, but one was talked more than the other. And so, and I didn't even know that the Chiefs boy laid down the grass.
Yeah, they got a nickname for him. They call him the Sod Father. They call him the side father, bro. Bro, it's so he's been laying down the field for every Super Bowl. Every Super Bowl, the same old. He's like 90. He lays down the field every Super Bowl, but he a Chiefs fan. Now, all of a sudden, the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Now the field is like a damn ice skating rink, a slip and slide. Now the field wet and wavy. Come on, bro. I need
Slipgate for real.
right, yeah, bro. Slipgate. I need an internal investigation. Especially if you're coming out here finding Gardner Johnson for a clean hit. You ain't gonna talk about the field. Come on.
That was
man.
super clean, bro. It was
Super
shoulder
clean.
in the chest. No head to head. Bro, it was shoulder to chest, and he got fined for that.
It don't
But
even
y'all
make no
spent
sense.
$800,000, 800,000 on the field. That's don't even have no
That's
traction.
trash. And I guarantee you this: they never gonna use that field again. And we just short. We just short out of a Super Bowl. They never gonna use that field again.
Facts. Shout out to Brian Weeks with the $5 super chat. I thought the flag was absolutely trash. Whatever happened to defenders having 5 yards to do whatever it takes to disrupt the receiver? Again, you can get your hands on the receiver in the first 5 yards. It was the pull in the jersey. And listen, again, my dumbass watched the Super Bowl mic'd up. 41 minutes of torture, because the emotion the guys show, knowing that every time you see a big play, you want to get hyped, but you know the end results already. Listen, if you watched it, shout out to y'all. If you didn't, I would wait a little bit because it broke me. But look, the flag was the flag. Cool. But there was a dead in the face, illegal hand to the face, Orlando Brown to Josh Sweat. If you're going to call the penalty on us, call it on them. You know what that means? You got to redo third down. So we would have did 3rd and 8 one more time. On the last Chiefs touchdown, Andy Reid called a timeout.
Facts.
Andy Reid went down. His big old butt ran down the sideline. Shout out to Andy Reid. I still love him, even though he beat us. He ran down, and he was literally as close as our pitchers together to the referee, like timeout, 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 and they didn't give it to him. Mahomes snap, wide open, Sky Moore for a touchdown. And again, we made our own mistakes with false starts and stuff like that. So again, not one play defined it, but to watch it, see the emotion, see the Chiefs sideline, see the Eagles sideline. Bro, if you didn't know the score, if you didn't know the end and you watched mic'd up, there was no way you thought the Eagles was losing. Bro, you just didn't.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. At halftime, I thought we was gonna get our second Lombardi. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie, Mike. At halftime, I'm listening to Rihanna. I'm chilling, dancing. I'm watching the game with my kids. I'm thinking we're gonna get our second Lombardi. You know what I mean? And Jalen Hurts came out in that second half on a mission. You talking about the world witnessed one of the greatest quarterback performances in NFL history in the Super Bowl by a guy that they labeled the running back. Jalen Hurts is the reason why I'm not as mad as I should be mad at Jonathan Gannon and the way this game played out. Because my quarterback, we have never had in Philadelphia a quarterback do these type of things. You know what I mean? We've never had these things in Philadelphia, man. And to know that you got this guy that can shoot it out. Patrick Mahomes is already in a Hall of Fame. He ain't even 30, yo. Patrick Mahomes is a Hall of Famer. Jalen Hurts just shot it out with Patrick Mahomes. There's only 2 people that I've seen successfully shoot it out with Patrick Mahomes with all the chips on the line. Burrow and Jalen Hurts. Allen ain't never do it. You know what I'm saying? And them 2 guys been to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So Jalen Hurts is special, man. He just proved so much, man. You know, I'm going to be talking about all season, all off season, how special he is. But man, I'm not watching that thing mic'd up. I ain't doing it.
Yeah. Listen.
I don't know what you was thinking.
My wife walked in and she was like, you're watching it again?
Right.
It's like it's because I wanted to see the sideline. I got to listen. And the crazy thing is, like you said, we shot out with Pat Mahomes. And that's why I say, Burrow 2, Hurts 2, whoever's not 2, the other one's 3, because they both are up there for real. Right. To know that Jalen Hurts was criticized in his 2 playoff wins for only having a combined 300 yards passing to go out there in a Super Bowl and to get 70 yards rushing. and still throw for 300 yards. So in that Super Bowl game against the best team in the league, he threw for the 300 yards because Jalen Hurts is a do what it takes type player. Like, he
Right.
does not care about his own stats. He does not care about your own, everybody else's opinions. He only cares about winning the game. So if you ask him to rush for 150 and throw for 150, if you win, he's cool with it. If you ask him to throw for 300, he can do it. So it's not about what he can or cannot do. It's about what the coaching staff is asking him to do during that game. He going to deliver it either way. The best of both worlds. He's
Man,
done
he
it
was
multiple
like,
times
man,
this season.
he was lights out, Mike. He was completely lights
Dots.
out. Like
Even
we don't
incompletions were dots. Quez Watkins didn't
right.
catch
We
that.
don't dude, we don't even have hot routes, man. It was free rushers running at him. He was reverse pivot, reverse field the other way, finding wide open Pascals on the sideline. Like, dude was locked in. The throw to AJ Brown. AJ Brown didn't even know where to go.
The
He
bait
just
and
followed the
switch.
ball in the air, right? And it just wide open, only in the spot where he could even get to it. You know what I mean? AJ Brown showed me that the moment is not too big for him. Dallas Goedert caught some amazing passes in this game. He showed me that the moment wasn't too big for him. Devontae Smith.
Was that a catch?
Hell yeah, that was a catch for Smitty, man. That was a catch, man. That was a catch, man. But look, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it though. It really didn't turn. It really didn't, determine anything. I'm not really mad at it. But hell yeah, that was a catch, man. How you gonna call the dollar catch a catch, but not the Smitty one?
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
that.
It was a catch.
I
But
thought it was a catch.
yeah, hell yeah, it was a catch. But
They just mad because the one in San Fran wasn't a catch. We said we got to give him one.
The Quez Watkins drop was bigger than the Jalen Hurts fumble because that puts you like on a 5-yard line if he catch that ball. He might run it in for a touchdown. We had to settle for 3 right there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We had to settle for 3 right there.
That would have been big. Instead of being up 27-24, or no, instead of being up 27-21, it would have been 31-21, back up by 10. It's a different ball game. And the thing is, it hit him in the hands in the Odell Stickums.
Did he have on gloves?
Yes. Listen, it hit him right in the Odell Stickums. And he didn't have to jump, though. I mean, look, I'm not a wide receiver in the NFL. He better than me. But
I'm done with him.
You didn't have to jump.
If
I'm
playing
Mike. Madden, I don't hit triangle there. I run under that jump.
I'm done with him, Mike. I'm done with him. It's been too many times.
On the Twitter post right away.
I'm done with him, Mike. It's been too many times this season that he jumped out. He jumped in the air like a damn dolphin out of water. Look, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you flopping in the air for? What are you doing? Why are you doing this, man? You the fastest guy. They call you Fast Batman. All you gotta do is run under that, bro.
Jalen not jump Batman.
He's
not jump Batman.
Jalen threw a dot. That was the best ball of the game.
Yeah. Off the back
best
foot.
Ball of the game. Off the back foot, going to the opposite side of the field, pressure in his face. Dot. Not a laser, not anything else. Dot, bro. Just in a perfect spot. You know what I mean? It wasn't too hard, wasn't too soft. It was oh my God, bro. Jalen Hurts has been robbed of his superstar moments. He's been robbed of so many superstar moments. Last year, we had 11 drop touchdown passes or something like that. Bums like Rager. Get these bums out of here, bro. Jalen can throw the ball, a pretty ball. It's time for a new wide receiver 3. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Quest said out of his own mouth that, he felt like he regressed this season, but it's all mental. I got to get this. I got to get that. Like, look, I'm still too much in the moment. And again, it's hard for me to defend players that fresh off the Super Bowl loss. Like, I can't do it. I'm
done with him, bro. What can he do to rebound? We got 2,000-yard receivers who show up. You know what I mean? What can he do? Keep telling us he's sorry? No, bro. You got to go, bro. We lost the Super Bowl because people can't get, bro. I don't care about what you got to say, bro. You don't drop that on the biggest stage, bro. You show up right there, Mike. This when you show up. AJ shows up. Smitty shows up. And you know your opportunities are limited.
Goddard showed up. Yeah.
Goddard showed up. And you know your opportunities are limited. And you know that the eyes are going to be on everybody else. But when Jalen throw it to you, that is your moment, bro. I ain't even really mad at him, bro. But
I ain't mad at him, but he got to go. He
he
said,
gotta go, bro. He gotta go, bro. It ain't even nothing personal, but in the fourth round, we need to be drafting a wide receiver.
"Hey, we're going to, yeah, it's going to be, again, this offseason is going to be very interesting for the right reasons. Brian Weeks with a $2 super chat. Rex Ryan for DC. What do you think about old Rex coming out? He is interviewing for the Broncos. What do you think about
Right,
Rex? Again, there's certain guys like Rex Ryan, Lovey Smith, who were D coordinators and offensive coaches head coaches. They really didn't get it done as head coaches. But like, look at Dan Quinn. Couldn't do it as
right.
a head coach, but now he's a very good coach over there in Dallas. I like a former DC turn head HC, can't get it done and goes back. Look at Jim Schwartz. He came back to being a defensive coordinator and he won the dang thing. You know what I mean? So what do you think about like a Rex or a Lovey Smith, a veteran guy?
I'm not mad at it, man. I like Lovey Smith, but Lovey Smith is just too repetitive. He don't adjust either. You know what I mean? Everybody knows how to beat Tampa 2 in the NFL. Everybody knows that's what Lovey Smith runs is Tampa 2. Rex Ryan, he hasn't been maybe, you know what I mean?
7 years it's been since he coached though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he hasn't been around, the game in a couple years. So I don't know, man. Before I give either one of those guys a chance, I'm looking at Seth Joyner, man. I like Seth's mindset. I like the way he talks about the game. He's a former Philadelphia Eagle. He says what we say. They're not aggressive enough. You know what I mean? He talks like
why don't you think he would even like? Here's my thing. I see him, and I agree with you. But
right.
Why don't guys like Seth, who talk about the game and say, "This is what I would do. This is what I would do." Why don't they make it more known that they would want to? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because
you know what I mean?
I feel like I feel like it's not like a Walmart application. You just put an application in. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's a different process or something. Because I was thinking about that earlier. You know what I mean? Like, bro, he always says what I want to hear from a defensive coordinator. He sees the problems. You know what I'm saying? But it's like he probably got to start popping up at camps or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think he might like doing a podcast or like the show type of thing. But I think he would be a great guy to consider for something like this.
At least get him on the staff where he's in the building. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. You got to be in the building.
That's the first step. That's the first
right.
step. You don't just come off the TV show unless you're Jeff Saturday.
right.
You don't just come off the ESPN or a podcast and be a head coach or a coordinator. But I think you start him as a consultant and see what happens for real. That'd be lovely.
But I will say this about Brian Johnson for the OC spot. I think him not getting it is criminal. You know what I mean?
You better get it.
That's what I'm saying. You brought him in here because of the connection that you have with Jalen Hurts, man. You know what I mean? He knew Jalen Hurts since he was 4. Jalen Hurts' dad has coached him. You know what I mean? I think Brian Johnson was on the cover of NCAA 99 or something like that. You know what I mean? For like 07, like something like that, for being that good in college. Yeah, you know what I mean? He was Dak's coach at Mississippi. This is what really kills me about a lot of these Cowboys content creators, though, Mike. This what kills me, Mike. This what kills me. So when they fired their guy, the boy wonder, they was calling him that 2 years ago. Remember that? Oh, he's a genius. Now he's the reason why Dak is trash. But anyway,
many option routes.
Right. Option routes. Like they don't practice together. Like, come on, bro. But anyway, they fired that guy, and the first thing they said was, what about Brian Johnson? He used to coach Dak. So you want the guy's QB coach that you keep calling a running back to come in there and help your coach, your QB that you keep telling us is top 10. Make it make sense, man. Brian Johnson, a dog, man. We better not let him walk out of that building without that promotion.
That's the thing, though. I've heard multiple teams interested in him. So if they're showing interest in Brian Johnson and he's not leaving, it's because you had to tell him on some low, you the next OC. If Shane leaves, you the next OC.
He interviewed last year. He interviewed for an OC job last year. You got to remember, man, he's only 35. That's young to be an OC in the National Football League. That's super, super young. Like, Jalen Hurts got to be the one to go to Howie and say, this is the guy. You know what I mean? I feel like Jalen was the one to go to Howie and say, AJ's the guy. You know what I mean? I feel like they listen to Jalen and, they know that, Jalen ain't even reached his peak and he's already played in the Super Bowl. That's what's scary, because once you scale back with Jalen Hurts and you doing like only maybe 5 design runs per game, you know what I mean? That means you're more comfortable with him passing the ball. So, I don't even think Jalen reached his peak, but Brian Johnson, he got to be one of them guys.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that DC should be left open for discussion, but OC should be on lock with Brian Johnson 100%. Jordan Nixon with the $5 super chat. He said, "Hear me out. Should we trade Quez for a better overall receiver to make the pass game lethal? How you feel about Waddle from Miami with the pick?
Waddle, bringing in Waddle. I
You got to give
mean,
up a lot for that because they're not getting rid of Waddle.
yeah, man. I mean, Waddle is what's really helping the situation over there. Everybody knows Tyreek Hill is Tyreek Hill, but without Waddle, people are going to be able to bracket Tyreek, and then you know what I mean. You can slow their offense down, man. I don't want Waddle. We don't need a Waddle.
We
We
need
got
like somebody like a
Smitty.
Paris Campbell, Like
Right,
I think
right, right, right.
he's more Paris Campbell, who again we took JJ Arcega Whiteside either 2 picks after or 2 picks before Paris Campbell went out. And the story behind that is this: good old Jeff Lurie wanted Howie was big on Paris Campbell in the draft. Jeff Lurie was big on JJ Arcega, keep the sun out my face, Whiteside, right? That being said, Paris Campbell is not a star receiver, but he's a solid number 3. And that's what you need. You need your number 3 to know he's not going to get much volume with Goddard, Smitty, and 1K always open. But when he does, to catch the damn ball. You know,
Right. I mean, I would really be interested in a Calvin Ridley.
He's on the Jags though now.
Already that fast?
Well, no, they traded for him last year when he was suspended. They said we gonna get him now and hold him while the suspension.
Oh yeah. That's a good move for them guys over there.
Yeah, now they're gonna have Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, and T-Law's taking some steps too, and Dougie P.
Right.
So
right.
And Jacksonville got a defense, so watch Jacksonville make some moves in the AFC.
They won a playoff game last year, right? They won a playoff game last year. I'm looking at a guy like, if you're going to replace Quez Watkins or you're going to replace the wide receiver 3 position, it got to be a guy that's just like dominant in the slot. Like, give me a guy like Elijah Moore. Like where are those guys a couple years ago? Like the Cooper. What was the guy that played for Dallas? The Cole Beasleys. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you need like a Julian Edelman. You got to find one of them guys in the draft who's just a dog out the slot. And I think that would be the perfect complement for this offense. We don't really have a slot wide receiver per se. What we do a lot of is mixing different guys in the slot. Like we'll move AJ to the slot or we'll move Devontae to the slot. I want a guy that can just be a dog in the slot. And I think that'll take this offense to the next level for sure.
I agree. Southside Gaming with the $2 super chat. He said we need a DC who wants to score as bad as the as bad as the offense. And I agree. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
We started out the season with a lot of turnovers. We ended the season with a lot of sacks. But again, I think it was more the players being the players more than the coaching putting them in the right position, to be honest. D-Rob with the $5 super chat. I'll lay on some train tracks before I watch that mic'd up. That will make the pain worse. Yeah, don't do it. Listen, this is what happened to me. I saw the mic up. I clicked it. The first thing it comes on is with Patrick Mahomes screaming like, my ankle hurt. And so I was like, you know what? I wanted to see what he said on the sidelines. I want to see how hurt that ankle was.
Right. Then you just kept watching.
So I saw how bad the ankle hurt. I said, so the mic'd up makes you feel like, how the hell did he come back in the game? Anyways, I digress. So then it comes on with the whole national anthem, and it shows Jalen, and that's what sucked me in. Jalen Hurts' pregame speech. I started watching. Now I'm about 2-3 minutes into it, and the Eagles are cooking. And the sideline BG is hilarious. I feel so bad for BG. He was narrating the whole thing. BG keeping me there. Now I'm about 5 minutes in. I'm like, what am I doing? My wife is like, are you watching the Super Bowl? I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I couldn't turn it off. Yeah, something's wrong with me.
But this the thing though, man. Like what you're feeling is what a lot of teams haven't felt. We're gonna keep it all the way real because there's been a lot of people talking. The Dallas Cowboys.
It's a love-hate relationship because you want to be in the game where you know you could be the ultimate happy or ultimate sad, but to not even feel that, I'd rather feel something.
Listen, man, the Dallas Cowboys, they don't have a content creator that talk about Super Bowl week. That's my second one, respectfully, since I've been on YouTube. You know what I mean? They don't know. They don't know about this 2 weeks of prepping, being happy for your team. They don't know about the excitement, the build up. You know what I mean? Going to the big game. The Washington Commanders don't know nothing about that either. The Giants forgot that feeling. You know what I mean? It's time to put some respect on our name for real, for real. When you're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, we've been to the last 2 Super Bowls in this division. They don't know what it feel like.
At
That's
all.
why they making memes. They don't know what it feel like to be at that pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I ain't even mad at you for watching it. I'm going to watch it. Not tonight, though.
Yeah,
I'm
don't
going to
do it
watch it.
tonight.
I'm going to find some time to watch it because, I want to watch it. I want to put myself back in that space because the players have to live with that, knowing that they didn't get it done. And they got to come back. These are a bunch of 25-year-old kids. Like at this point, AJ had his career year. AJ was all pro. AJ don't want to do that again. All AJ want to do is win.
Super Bowl.
So
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? You said Smitty don't want to do that again. All he want to do is win. So these guys don't have a problem now checking their egos. You know what I'm saying? You could bring in another wide receiver. Bring in Odell. If it's going to help us get what we need, I'm cool with that. So you know what I mean? I'm glad. I'm not gonna say I'm glad we lost, but you know we're in a real good spot. Really, really good spot.
The whole narrative that we went all in and it's like if we didn't win this, now we're going to be bad again is not true. Not true at
Jerry
all.
Jones has no idea what he's talking about. Jerry Jones, what?
And look, real talk, I'm telling you right now, Cowboy fans, if they ever got to the NFC Championship game and lost, will be celebrating like no other. They could get to the game, if they ever, and again, because it's been 28 for a Super Bowl, it's been 28 for a championship. If they get to the NFC Championship and lose, we're going to hear them defending a championship loss, and they coming at a Super Bowl loss.
This was their bro. This was their first time winning a road playoff game in 28 years this year. They were happy that they were so happy that they beat a 90,000-year-old Tom Brady.
We made him retire. We did it.
I mean, what? Come on, bro. Listen, this the facts of the matter.
No, Tom Brady
Jalen Hurts.
He got bored.
It's not even that. Jalen Hurts leapfrogged a lot of quarterbacks this year.
Yeah.
A lot. Jalen, would you agree that he's better than Dak Prescott now?
Oh, yeah. I was saying
that's what I'm saying. Right. He's leapfrogged a lot of people. Arguably, you know what I mean? This might rub a lot of people wrong. I think he's better than Josh Allen.
Yep.
Josh Allen is a more talented thrower in certain aspects of the game, but Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback.
There's only 2 players. Again, and this is where I got it. I'm not mad if you put Jalen Hurts at 2. I'm not mad if you put Jalen Hurts at 3 because, respectfully, Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl, lost, and then he went to the AFC Championship and lost by 3 to Mahomes. So at the end of the day, I got it Mahomes 1, Burrow 2, Hurts 3, or Mahomes 1, Hurts 2, Burrow 3. Then I got Allen 4, and then 5. I'm looking at, I talked about Herbert because he's a young guy, but I don't think Herbert's there. It might be.
No, I don't think he's there. Right now, before we wrap this up, I can give you my top 10 right now. I can give it to you right. I give it to you right off the top of my head right now. If you want it, Mike, let me know if you want it right now. If you want to wait,
go ahead. I really want to put a pen to paper and think about it, but I think Herbert is like around 8-ish to me is where I want to might put.
Okay,
8,
so
7,
all right, so right now this is my top 10. Now, obviously, it's going to be based off last year. You know what I mean? But going into this season, this is my top 10 right now. Patrick Mahomes is number 1. Jalen Hurts is number 2. Joe Burrow is number 3. Number 4. I'm going to go with Josh Allen at number 4. You know what I mean? I'm not, I mean, he was disappointing this year, but I'm going to go with Josh Allen at number 4. Number 5, I got to look at Geno Smith. Man. The completion percentage was up there. Dude was wheeling and dealing all year. He was making things happen. Then after 5, you could really throw almost anybody in there. Like, who would you have at number 5 based upon my top 5?
Geno's 5. Based on your top 5, Geno's the 5th one. Then yeah, but
I'm saying, who would you have at 6 after that? It gets shaky right there, right?
6. I think T-Law jumped into the top 10.
T-Law definitely jumped up there. T-Law
jumped in. I'm not forgetting Lamar Jackson. Still, I don't know where I put Lamar, but I'm not forgetting Lamar Jackson. So I like T-Law in the top 10. I like Lamar Jackson. I like Herbert around that 8-ish. Maybe,
bro. Based off last year, Goff might be top 10, bro.
I think he's number 10.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, golf might be up there based upon last year because you got it's a lot of old guys that's being phased out. You know what I mean? Two of his
Rogers,
top 10.
Rogers is gonna have
Tua
Tua.
might be top 10. He might be. The concussions are
It's gonna
obviously
be
a
tough. See that?
thing.
I tell you, that's why it's a lot harder
Right,
than
right.
just
You got
rattle
you
them
got you
off.
got you got it. Right.
So,
You
pen
got
to
to put pen
paper
and
got to
paper.
be done for real for me. For
You
me,
got to
it's
put pen and
me.
paper. You got to put pen and paper to this. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you got to put pen and paper to this one.
And like Watson is going to get a bad end. I do think Watson is going to turn back into the quarterback we believe, but it's hard to grade him off 4 games and he played
That's
rusty
what I'm
and he
saying.
didn't play
So
good.
many so many quarterbacks were either hurt or trash that Dak by default might be like top 14.
And listen,
By default,
Russell Wilson was horrible, but now under
right?
Sean Payton, like if we're doing this in the middle of the season, Russell might come back up. Who's to say? But
Right.
I know Jalen's inside my top 3. He top 3.
That's all that really mattered to me. That's all that really mattered to me. Right. That's all that really mattered to me. But over the course of the offseason, we definitely gonna do an official one. You know what I mean? Similar to what we did. I don't even think we finished the other one last year.
No, we did. We got all the way down to
we
1.
finished it. Okay, yeah.
Pat Mahomes was 1. We had
All right,
Josh
yeah,
Allen 2.
Yeah.
I think Joe Burrow was 3. It was crazy. But look, this is how we did it. We did 32 to 20.
Right.
And then we did 32 to 21 on one live stream.
Right.
We discussed them all and said why. Then we did 20 to 11 and discussed them all. And we had Dak at 12 coming into the season. He's not going to be at 12 no more.
Dak going to be at 21, 23, 26, something like that.
And then we did the top 10. So it was 3 videos. It was great. A lot of y'all liked it. We're going to keep doing it. Skeletor70 with the $50 super chat. Appreciate the love and support, my guy. He said, I had Dallas fans tell me that the Eagle fans are frauds because they never played anyone real all year when we played Dallas twice. Shaking my head. Thank you both for and all Eagle fans for a great year. LB, can I get a Kick Rocks lid for next year?
You want to Kick Rocks lid? I got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah,
Skeletor, what up?
Skeletor came in. Listen, I did a little tailgate party for Jan Sports and shout out to Jan. Listen, for the people watching me, we're going to set up a thing. I'm going to be doing a show once a week for Jan Sports on their channel. It's going to start on YouTube and their channel, but after a month, it's going to be solely on their channel. I'm going to be doing it's going to be that 7 or 8 guys, everybody get on the panel and talk. It's going to be pretty much fans talking to fans. No, you know what I mean? It's going to be fun. So stay tuned for that. But he came in with, a lot of people were coming in with the Hurt season hats on. It was one time, it was like a whole screen of Hurt seasons, but me. It was tough.
I got to get you one. Yo, let me know if you need one.
Yeah. I'm gonna come through. Like I said, I also got some ideas for behind the scenes.
Oh yeah.
We gonna talk about that. Shout out to Risky65 with the $2 super chat. Resign Boston Scott can't super chat LB yet,
bruh. I don't know what's wrong with y'all now, but listen, I gotta fix that. Y'all blocked as soon as the stream wrap up. We are hour
right
in.
on
I'm getting right on it. I do not want to forget.
You believe? Oh, I believe Boston Scott's coming back because he's really only gonna garner what, like $1 million at the most. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he's coming
solid.
back.
Yo, right here, right now, is Miles Sanders back?
No,
I don't think so either.
Sad to say, no. I would be absolutely surprised because he ain't the priority, man. You got 2 first-round picks. You can get a running back if you really want a running back. You know what I mean? I don't think we value the position enough to even draft a running back with 2 first-round picks, let alone sign Miles Sanders. You know what I mean? Miles Sanders wasn't the best running back in the playoffs either. It was Kenneth Gainwell. So, I really just don't see Miles Sanders coming back.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. But I do believe Boston because of the money. Knight Rider with a $2 super chat. I believe that Tank Dell from Houston. Not sure.
Knight Rider, what up, though?
Yeah, big facts. He said resign Boston Scott. I agree with that. We just talked about that. Risky 65. Appreciate it. Let me just double check. We got a couple more. D Dragon with the $5 super chat. Not to get back on this topic, but I hate the term tush push.
It's just weird. They just make stuff up.
Trying to belittle our play with that name. If it takes no skill, rack up 600 yards and show us. I agree. And here's the thing. Before even the guys behind Jalen push, my man's always across the goal line and or the first down mark.
No, this is the real thing, though. He's been stopped like twice this year. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's like, yo, like it can be stopped. You know what I mean? It's like, man, they just complaining about something. Don't let us get to 4th and 1. How about that?
exactly. Or 3rd and 1,
Right.
right? It's just amazing what all has transpired in the week post Super Bowl via the NFL, via the media, you know, and then of course, some of the fans. And I understand NFC East fans saying, "Ha ha, you lost." That's cool. You're supposed to say, "Ha
Mhm.
ha, we lost," but that's it. To actually throw parties and to actually be like, my franchise got better because of y'all lost the Super Bowl. My franchise got more relevant because you were the best team in the NFC. Like that don't make sense, and that is low key
Weird.
corny.
It's
It's
weird. It's very,
weird.
very weird. You know what I mean? It's like laughing at my filet mignon while you eating a burger that fell on the ground. Yeah, it makes
McDonald's,
no
right?
sense. Right. You eat a small fry. You know what I mean? I don't get it.
Laughing at you. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Again, in the you know division, we laugh at each other. Dallas lost to the Niners, but that's it. That's where we keep it. We don't keep it as all this other stuff. Like it
Yeah,
is what
is.
it is.
It is what it is, though. I mean, they've never been to a game of this magnitude to where we could, laugh at them. So they never will be. So I'm
And
not even mad at them.
exactly.
Peasants to me.
Until they get past the divisional round, we just gonna keep them right
Right.
where we need to keep them. That's it. Dank Burrito with the $5 super chat. I think with how Howie drafts in the trenches, I can see us taking Khalil Kansas from Pittsburgh. He's a D tackle, great hand, strong too. Let me ask you this, because the D tackle thing he brought up, Hargrave. That's going to be a hard guy to get back because of what his market value is. 11 sacks in the regular season, 12 sacks including playoffs. He's going to garner between 18 to 20 million on the open market
A
a
year?
year.
Damn.
That's going to be a rough one, dog. You think
If
we
you
can
lose,
make
I think if you lose in Fletch, you could get him back. You can't keep him, Fletch, and you can't keep him and Fletch because Jordan
okay.
Davis got to be worked into that rotation because you still got Milton Williams on a rookie deal. I think you got to figure out something to backload that money later on, give him a bigger bonus up front, but you can't lose him and Fletch.
All right, look, so we know all the free agents we got. Before we get up out of here, I just want to off top of your head real quick, shout out to D Carr, Dark Carr.
Mhm.
I thought I said Dak for a second. I was like, what? Eagles for life. Shout out to my guy. We
Yes,
always
sir.
gonna believe that. We always gonna believe that. Off top of your head, 4 guys. We have multiple. Marcus Epps, TJ Edwards, Kaiser White, CJ Garner Johnson, James Bradbury, Javon
Mhm.
Hargrave, Jason Kelsey, Fletcher Cox, Miles Sanders, Boston Scott. 4 guys you really need to be back. 4 of them.
Garner Johnson, TJ Edwards, Hargrave, and Boston Scott.
So you're saying if Jason
I need.
Kelsey, yeah. I mean, it's
Oh,
tough. It's tough.
did you say Kelsey?
I think Kelsey does.
Oh, I'll take out Boston Scott and give me Kelsey.
All right, yeah. And then again, losing Fletch is gonna hurt. Losing Kaiser, losing Marcus Epps, losing Bradbury. But I think pretty much if you get them back, I still think again Marcus Epps is great, but I think we can fill that position. Bradbury played great, but I think that's where the draft comes in because you got Slay one more year. The Slay thing's gonna be tough too because he's gonna have 18 million on the cap this year. But I do think he'll restructure. He's been around long enough. I think
Right.
these 3 restructures are going to happen as soon as we're allowed to do that. Come March 15th, when the new league year starts, or whenever we could do it, we going to restructure Lane. He going to let that happen. We going to restructure Slay, and we going to restructure Elliott because Elliott making a little bit of money next year too. And
The
I think he'll
kicker?
restructure. Yeah, the kicker.
Shit tight when you got to restructure the kicker. It's
Hey,
tight. It might be tight for us this year.
Look, the cap goes up a little bit.
Right.
Jason Kelsey took a couple, like we did something today where we transferred his money into bonus money, this, that, and the third, and we saved 2.4 during break.
He's coming back.
My man, how we drinking coffee? Like, oh yeah, 2.4 on the books. Let's get it.
He's coming back. Kelsey is coming back.
I believe so wholeheartedly.
Just this probably his last year He's coming
Last
back
year.
though. And we gotta win it for Kelsey.
Low key, I've been saying Kelsey's coming back since like week 6, right?
Right.
I've been low key saying it,
Yeah, you
and
have.
everybody was like, I just had the feeling he's playing great ball, but again, he has to come on a discount because he got paid what, like, I think his cap hit last year was like 12 or 14 million. He was like on a per year basis, one of the top centers. Hey, that podcast, you heard him. New news. He got one of the best podcasts in the game, bro. He making money on that side. Give us a discount.
Right. Give us a discount, man. Come on, man. We know how the podcast thing works. We know you eating over there. Give us a discount.
Facts. Let's get these last super chats out, and then we go and get up on out of here. Again, Go Talk on the off season is going to be coming at you guys the same as the regular season, because as things start to go, we're going to get super heavy in the top 10, top 20, the top 32 quarterbacks. We're going to have draft talk, free agent talk. There's going to be rumors. There's going to be a bunch of stuff where we could get Super Bowl all season ready for. So,
hey, you know what? We might have to co-stream the draft this year, man.
That will be fire.
We might. Let's see what's going on. You know, that's coming up too. April ain't that far away.
April is not far. That, you know why? Because our season just ended.
You know what I mean?
A lot of people been.
A lot of people been waiting for April for 6 months.
A lot of people been like, damn, man, it's already a month and a half of no content. I gotta make, you know what I mean? I gotta talk about the Eagles keep winning.
Our season ended not even a week ago.
Yeah, not even a week ago. We fresh off it. And that's why they really, really mad though, for real. I've been seeing them. They already got running backs being mocked to them like early. Like I haven't touched a mock draft simulator yet. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna touch it for at least for this whole week. You know what I mean?
Right.
Knight Rider said, check out Tank Dell from Houston, wide receiver.
Okay, that's one.
And that's what I love about all our supporters. Sometimes, and again, I don't act like I know I only start digging and really researching and watching film on my own during this off season. So I love when y'all give me people to watch, because I go watching with an open mind, and then I see whether it's a first round talent, a fifth round talent, this, that, and the third. But shout out to y'all. Island Philly fan with the $5 super chat. Hey, bros, do you think Dallas is really releasing Zeke according to gossip? What's your take on that?
No. That's a big cap hit.
They're already talking about restructuring him.
Yeah. But then they're going to probably end up franchise tagging Pollard. You got to wait and see, man. You never know. Zeke is going to be a hot commodity if he get released, though.
Would you take him?
Hell yeah. I'll pick up Zeke in a heartbeat.
To Thunder Lightning with Gainwell?
Hell yeah, bro. You know what we could do with Ezekiel Elliott? You don't think you can't see it?
I can't see no more Dallas Cowboys coming here, bro.
Zeke out, bro. I would. They don't want Zeke over there. They don't respect Zeke over there. Zeke in this RPO game,
3 years
and the way
ago.
that he blocks, nah, bro.
He could block. He could block.
He just ain't getting opportunities, bro. You don't need to do no QB sneak with Zeke. Zeke in the goal line is a dog around the goal line.
Bro, listen, this year he's averaging like 3.8 yards a carry, though.
Bro, that offensive line is cheeks. Behind our offensive line, Zeke, give me Zeke. Give me Zeke. I will take Zeke in a heartbeat.
I'll take Boston Scott.
I will take Zeke in a heartbeat.
Hey, listen, and that's crazy. I know, and you've always been a big believer in Zeke, and Zeke, he carried that torch for 5-7. Zeke was the man for 7 years.
Facts.
He fell off though for me.
I think he still got some more. I think Zeke got another win. I think he got like another 3 good productive years. He just got to get like in the right situation.
He got to change his role instead of the main back, and he got to be the Thunder back. He got to be the complementary piece to a Thunder and Lightning.
He got to be the LeGarrette Blount. He got to be the LeGarrette Blount.
I'll give you that, but he could do that somewhere else. Shout out to Mr. Ronnie Pooh with the $5 super chat. Edwards has been bad. We need a difference maker at linebacker.
Yeah.
I mean, Nakobe Dean, if Kaiser White don't get back, Nakobe Dean will be thrust in the PT, regardless of if he's ready or not. But is he ready, LB?
We got to see. I mean, he's made some plays on special teams. So I think he's earned it.
Just when you said special teams, I just saw Kadarius Toney running it to the 5-yard line. Bro, the longest Super Bowl return on special teams.
And we just talked about we bringing our special teams coordinator back.
Yeah. And listen, I think N'Kobe Dean's going to translate. He's fast. He's instinctual. He's going to have to get a little bit bigger, but I think his smarts can help that out.
It
But
seems like he got bigger during the season, if you ask
he
me.
does look a little bit bigger. But I got to say this, LB. When Kadarius Toney caught that ball, there was three Eagles. There was three Eagles that got juked out of their cleats. All three went all the way to, and N'Kobe Dean was one of them. He was one of them. I sold on the mic'd up thing. Don't watch Mike Up. Please don't do it.
Yeah, I ain't even going to watch it.
I don't think Edwards, again, having a difference maker at the linebacker position is a difference for sure. But I think TJ Edwards, for what he's going to command in the open market, again, I don't think he's not a game changer, but he played good throughout the season. He's had some bad games and coverage at times, but I think overall
he was our best linebacker 2 years in a row.
I gave his whole season a B-ish, somewhere in the B's, B minus.
You can get if you I think you got to start him next to N'Kobe Dean, and I think you see a real good defense, a real good linebacker core. N'Kobe Dean just need a chance.
Facts. Dana said, "LB, you got to check that super chat issue thing. Both for
You
great
too?
content." Yeah, but that's the crazy thing. What I don't understand is some people can't, but you've been getting super chats.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think
certain people that can't.
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea.
One time I tried to give a super chat to somebody's channel, and here's the thing. Check this out for the people over there. One time I tried to super chat somebody $5 and it wouldn't let me do it, but it would let me do 10 and 3. Like the $5 super chat wasn't working, but the $3.99 and the 10 and the $9.99, like a different amount of money was working. I don't know, but it only happened to me a couple times. I forgot who I was super chatting. It was I was watching somebody's video and I was trying to super chat. It might have been even you, LB. I don't even know.
Right.
But the $5 didn't work, but a different amount did work. I don't know if that's gonna help out at all.
I'm gonna figure it out right after this.
Gots to. But she said, right. Thank you for the great content. Fly Eagles fly. We will get back to the big dance.
You already know.
That's facts. But it's going. D Dragon said, LB set me free.
I'm setting everybody free. If you blocked, I'm unblocking you. I don't know what's going on. I didn't block you. Yeah.
Yo, long way with the $5 super chat. What do you think about Milton and Davis going forward for the future?
It could be a good tandem.
I think it's a nice, thunder and lightning there, where you got the oversized and the undersized, but they use their body right. Look, Jordan Davis got to be a better pass rusher next year. He got to stay healthy. He got to lose a little weight, but he did. He was one of the only ones that almost sacked Patrick Mahomes. Remember
he played good.
Play?
Yeah, he played good. He was right there. Yeah.
Side pass.
He played really good in the Super Bowl. Jordan Davis.
Yeah, he did. And again, it's about staying healthy for him for sure. But I do think we're going to get one of these D tackles back, whether it's Fletch for one more year or Hargrave for 3 years. I'm leaning towards Hargrave for 3 years, even though it's gonna.
Fletch was productive this year though. It's one of his better years.
Yeah, but I'm still taking Hargrave's a monster.
Right.
Yeah. With that being said, listen, we are hour 18. This is the longest we've done in a while, and it's because we got a lot to talk about. Damn. You got anything to say before we get out of here?
No, man. I guess we go. Listen, it's time to start looking at draft prospects. It's time to start getting our list together of our top 32 quarterbacks. And we definitely gonna keep y'all posted on the new hires, the official hires of the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and draft is not that far away, man. The content will continue to flow weekly for both channels. You know the vibes.
Yeah, and the draft is only a month and a half, 2 months away, but free agency opens in a month. Today's what? No, less than a month. Today's what, the 17th?
17th.
I think free agency opens on 15th or 16th of March. My birthday's March 14th. But so it's a month away from free agency. We'll know our coordinators by then. Then we got the draft. Make sure you hit that like button wherever you're watching. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing. Subscribe, ding the bell, all that good stuff. He gonna get y'all out of super chat jail. And again, I'm laughing a lot this stream because at the end of the day, if you're not laughing, you're crying. And it's still listen, Dallas, anybody's gonna say they're laughing at us because we're hurt. We're hurt because we're loyal, and at least we have something to be hurt about. But come with the sadness also comes with the great times, and I do see great things in front of us. Jalen Hurts is our leader, as LB says, Hurts season, and that's all we got.
Yes, sir. See y'all later.
Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out. Peace.